its benefits, and many more. Good to have you on your Conestoga today. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you brought us some good tidings, even though it's not Christmas yet.
Yep, well, hopefully.
Oh, great. Okay, so tell us about Nottingham. I mean, we know that there's this partnership. We want to know, give us a bit of insights to the partnership and why it's important for our students.
Sure. So Nottingham Trent University, we are very much aligned with particularly our creative subjects, aligned with what you do at Conestoga. So this is a partnership that came out of that sort of joint ethos and understanding of the creative industries. This is a partnership, so we are a university that is in the heart of Nottingham, in the middle of the UK. We are a university that has a comprehensive offering, but particularly at the moment we're concentrating on that creative industries piece. So these partnerships are really good for students. It gives them opportunities for onward study if they're looking for degree completion or if they're looking to do a master's program. So in the UK, our master's programs are just 1 year. They also offer students an opportunity to take up study abroad opportunities or possibly go on summer schools. And because of the partnership, there are usually some incentives and some discounts or scholarships that are offered to students to progress.
That's interesting. So I think that the thought of traveling abroad to study on its own is interesting. Nottingham is a creative hub for sure. Tell us about the attractions, the beautiful scenery that they could also experience while they're schooling right there.
Absolutely, yes. So Nottingham is a great city. So it's quite small. We have a small population of roughly 330,000 people, but we have 2 world-class universities in the city. And between us, we bring in about 75,000 students. So we're very vibrant, very young city. Everything is very much geared towards the students. Our university has a campus right in the centre of the city, so particularly for creative students, that's really exciting because you're close to everything that's happening in the city. All of that, we have an independent cinema, we have lots of bars and clubs and restaurants and festivals. There's a lot of stuff happening. We're also a city of sport, so for those students that might actually be more interested in sort of the extracurricular activities, there's a lot to do in the city. So we have a big student union with lots of societies, but we also have Nottingham Forest, who are a premiership football team. So if students are interested in watching football, all the big teams come to Nottingham. We also have the National Ice Arena. So the National Ice Arena is where students can play ice hockey. We also have, we're home to the Panthers. And we also have a test match cricket ground as well. So we get the international cricket that comes to Nottingham. So lots and lots to do. We are a city that was founded on the lace industry. So we are actually based kind of in this creative space. And actually in 1843, the government founded a number of design schools. And one of those was placed in Nottingham. It was around the technology of lace making and making sure that we stayed ahead of all of the advancements. And that's where the roots of our university come from. So we are founded from 1843 as a design school. That has continued through the thread of various different iterations of the institution. We were a polytechnic, so we're very industry focused and a vocational study and hands-on practical teaching and learning. And in 1992 we were given our university status. So we have been a fully fledged university since then.
That's amazing. Good to know.
Yes.
And I don't want to take for granted, I can see the similarities between your university and Conestoga College, but let us see from your own perspective, what stood out for you and made you decide that you want to have this partnership with Conestoga College?
So it was very much around that sort of aligned subject offering. Particularly the thing for me was the esports production side of things. So we have a big esports venue, an arena with scrim rooms and a production suite, and we offer production programs. So we don't offer the esports management side of it. It is very much about the broadcasting, the hands-on experience, the camera work, and the streaming of those events. So we were looking for partnerships in particular for esports production, and with everything that's happening at Conestoga, this seemed like a perfect partnership. As well as the esports production, we also have events production as well. So we have a big events space and events management. So there was a lot of alignment in that area, and it feels, particularly around the esports side of things, this is a great partnership with some really exciting sort of promise of what could happen in the future with student projects, with exchanges, etc.
So what programs are available, and what's the level of study for students who want to come over to Nottingham Trent University?
So we have, at the moment, a couple of degree completion pathways. So these are for students on diplomas wanting to come into our esports production. So we have a Bachelor of Science in esports production, and we also have a BA in events production. So these students can come across into our second year. So in the UK, our degrees are 3 years long. So you do 2 years on your diploma, and then you study for 2 years in the UK, and that gives you your degree. If you wanted to, we also have these one-year master's programs. So for students that want to continue into masters, having already done a degree at NTU, there is an alumni discount available. So that would be 20% off fees for students that then want to convert to a master's program within the next year as well.
That's actually interesting.
So there is that, and then there are also pathways for grad cert students. So these are students that might want to top up to a master's degree. They can come to the UK, to NTU, and top up. And this is in photography, let's see if I can remember, photography, animation, creative technologies, virtual production. We have a new MSc in virtual production because we have an industry-sized virtual production studio. Interior architecture and design. I am now looking at my notes.
You have to.
Events management, events production, music business, and graphic communication.
All right, awesome. Here at Conestoga, we're big, I mean, most of our students some of our students are international students, right? And they even form a bigger part of the students who school here. Do you have support programs for international students over there?
Oh my gosh, yes. So we have, I would say, 19 to 20% of our students are international. We have a huge international student support team that are there to help support students at every step of the way. So everything from how to make an application to looking for housing, filling out their visa requirements, making sure that they meet those. But then also beyond that, if students want to stay in the UK, we have a graduate route visa where they can stay for 2 years, and we have support available for students that want to fill out those applications as well. So there's a big team there.
I'm happy to hear that. So a little more context to why. I'm coming back to why should we leave Canada for Nottingham. So you could just give us a feel of how it is to be registered in the program. Where do we start?
So the starting place would be to get in touch with your own global office here. So Mariam Raza, there will be a slide a little bit later, I think, in the slideshow with the email address. Mariam will then communicate with us. So that's step number one. Then it's about making an application, and then we will help every student through that process right up to the point that they land with us at NTU. Now, why study in the UK? I guess it's difficult for me to say, really, because I love Canada as well, but I think if a student wants to do a degree, 1 year masters I think is very attractive, particularly because it's a very concentrated, intensive program. There is that opportunity to stay in country if you want to. We have great access to industry at NTU, particularly for the creative industries. We have fantastic links with industry in London as well. So if you want to broaden your network for a student that does go from Canada to the UK who is already international, I mean, you have this global network already with the peers that you're going to be coming in contact with, your academic staff, and then those industry links as well. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, that was well said. Thank you so much. You know, Conestoga prides itself as being one of the front drivers of innovation. And I'm wondering, do you have opportunities for students who have projects or research-based work? at NTU?
Absolutely. So the MSc in Creative Technologies is exactly that. So this is a program which is student-led, project-led. This is for students that might have a research area that they want to dive into in creative technologies around the tech side. So this is a Master of Science. So it is about the technology rather than the creative. This is for students that want to spend that year really researching and digging into something. They will come to us with that idea. It could be a sort of expanding on an idea that you might have done at degree level or at graduate certificate level, speaking to one of our supervisors, our academic teams, to have an interview to talk about how we can support with that project, whether we have the supervisory expertise to really help the student grow, but also to give them access to the facilities we have. So we have the virtual production wall, we have the black box studio, the green screen, we have the esports venues, we have a lot of really great equipment, but then we also have all of those industry links as well. So for students that want to do that research and really dig into it, we have everything that they could possibly need at NTU.
Great. Great to know. What's your vision for the future of this partnership between Conestoga and NTU?
I think it's very much about having a symbiotic relationship, potentially having through lines for students that know that they want to end up at NTU for a degree completion or a pathway. It's about having an exchange agreement. We're working on this at the moment, so making sure that there are opportunities for students to do short mobilities as well, so they can visit each other and grow those networks. But then also, potentially some joint programming, staff networking as well. I think very much in the creative industries, things happen so quickly and are moving so fast that our staff need to be connected globally to understand what's happening in industries elsewhere. So these partnerships are ways for our staff to keep developing themselves and to keep abreast of all of those changes too.
Collaboration does make us stronger, so I do love the initiative. Before I let you go, could you please just give us an overview of today's conversation? Is there anything else we need to know about this partnership?
Yeah, sure. So there are other opportunities available as well. I mean, I haven't mentioned the summer school. So we do run a global summer school every summer. So for any students that maybe want to come and taste what the UK is like and what we have to offer, that is also an opportunity. This summer, we're actually going to be running two-week blocks. So students could just come for 2 weeks, or they could come for 4 weeks if they like. Some of the programs, they across the board, so everything from music production to kind of fashion, marketing and business, but we also have one which is around rocket and space science, which sounds really interesting. We have digital marketing and communication for creative industries, design history. There is every year a really popular one which is writing in the style of Jane Austen. So yeah, it's a huge program of events. So if students want that kind of little piece of Nottingham to come and see if they like it, then that is also an opportunity.
And what would be those final words to a student who's already aspiring to register for the program?
I guess it's just to be brave and be confident. and I think international students, just by virtue that they're international, are already those things, to be honest. But yes, studying in another country offers so much to both the host institution and the student as well, and it's a really great relationship. So I'm a big advocate in short-term mobilities as well as full program mobilities as well.
It's been great speaking with you, Dymond, Associate Director of Nottingham Trent University. And that's a wrap up for today's episode of Your Conestoga Today. We just wanted to say thank you for tuning in today, and we do hope we'll see you soon. Have a great day.